How's it going, guys? Roy Robles here from ZigWheels.Ph for another POV night drive review. Tonight we have Honda City Hatchback RS. The Honda City Hatchback RS has been around for quite some time now. 2021, I believe, when it was first introduced here, and last year it just introduced a mid-cycle refresh. And what a refresh it is. Honda really knows how to update their cars to keep it current with the times, with the competition, and most importantly, for what people are looking for in their Honda vehicles. In this case here, it's got some changes and some very important changes that I'd like to discuss with you in just a bit. For starters though, interior wise, you definitely won't be seeing any major changes inside apart from this huge touchscreen infotainment system. It's now brand new. It has this new system to it, and even now has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. As you can see, there are no wires attached there whatsoever, but I do have my phone here with me. All right, see, there's no wires there at all, but I do have Android Auto on the ready. This new touchscreen infotainment system is quite responsive indeed. In fact, yeah, it's definitely it definitely has nice, really good refresh rate here. Touch sensitivity is also a win, and I gotta say, kudos to Honda for that one. They still have automatic climate control and these clicky dials right here. If you can hear that, you can hear. Honda is on one of those few brands out there who would actually care to actually give us this particular feature. I mean, you don't have it for the volume knob though. The volume controls right here, still these buttons, they're still as clicky as ever. But for the AC controls, there you go. Have at it. You won't have any capacitive or soft touch buttons right there to deal with. Just these clicky dials that Honda knows that we want. Now on the steering wheel, as you can see, you probably see the biggest change here for the new 2025 Honda City Hatchback RS. It's these ones here. That's right, it does have Honda Sensing, which means it has adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, forward traffic alert, whatever it is. It means that it's going to tell you if the car in front of you starts moving, and we'll get right on it. You got your media control buttons right here on the left side. You got a nice digital gauge cluster right there in the middle of these two analog, you don't have the digital gauge cluster. You get a digital multi-information display and analog gauge clusters right here. Just nice. When it comes to the seats, it's pretty much standard fare when it comes to Honda. You got these nice supple leather right here, made of high quality leather material. I think it's more high quality than most that I can believe. You got your visor up top. Unfortunately, you do not get any vanity lights with the visor mirrors. That's a bummer, but that's okay. But you do have these really bright dome lights inside, just fine. Now right here in the middle, you still have your shifter, PR and DS. This is for the CVT. You got a manual handbrake, no electronic parking brakes, so you don't get automatic brake hold here. A nice padded center armrest with a really small cubby hole there, and everything's in place. If you hear some VTEC noises in the background, don't be alarmed. The Honda City is just in its natural habitat. A parking lot car meet, that's right. That's what this wristband is for. Anyway, the seats are very nice and comfortable. The steering wheel is adjustable for both rake and reach, as you can see. There you go. This is my natural driving position, and the seats are only adjustable manually. No power seats right here, but that's just fine. All right, so Nothing really much to talk about inside, except that you still have the same Honda goodness. You have this really small headrest on top, but the leather seats there, they have this red trim on it, made of this jersey fabric material right there in the middle as well. You got perforated leather right there. All right, I love how the dashboard is sculpted right here. Anyway, we've already made a review about this, but like I said, during these night reviews, we do things a little bit differently. We don't have in the script. We do have some bullet points right here that I remember, but we do have a couple of things here that, you know, we've lived with the Honda City Hatchback RS for a couple of more days now. So we got a couple of things here that we want to tell you. We got 2 cup holders right here, shelf on top, 2 USB ports here, and a 12-volt socket. Very useful, especially if you want to quick charge your device. All right. You got speakers here all around the sides. That's fine. Let's head over outside and marvel at this Sonic Pearl Gray. Sonic Gray Pearl colorway of the Honda City Hatchback RS. Wow, indeed. Initially, the Sonic Gray color scheme was initially exclusive to the Honda Civic Type R, but now even the lowly Honda City Hatchback RS has it as well, and it looks pretty great. I gotta say, it's pretty amazing. I mean, even at this, especially at night though, this one here looks really smooth. Creates a great contrast with those black windows, blacked out alloy wheels. Let's shut this down right here. Blacked out side mirrors with turn signals. Right, so with Honda Sensing, as is with the norm, they don't get any 360-degree camera system, but you do get the rest of the advanced driver assist systems that we all know and love. We got them all right here. Now for 2025, got some updated design features right here, like the grille, the lower front bumper right there. Got some updates here. And finally, for 2025, as I've mentioned in my full review, side skirts. If there was one thing missing from the previous generation Honda City Hatchback RS, it is side skirts. I mean, there was a little something off with how it was designed. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but apparently it's just side skirts. I like how these tail lamps are shaped out like this. They kind of look like a Sanrio character, in my opinion. If you guys remember Bad Smaru, there you go. You will not be able to unsee it this time. You got an updated lower rear diffuser design right here. It's as if this thing can actually fit a rear fog lamp as well, but it doesn't. The rear tailpipe is now forward facing, while the previous one was kind of like facing downwards like that. No, not this time. And you've got some carbon fiber looking design trims right there. You've got reflectors right here on each side. Kind of gives you that impression that it is inspired by the Honda Civic Type R and all that. I like it. We got a nice subtle spoiler up top right here as well. This angle is probably my favorite angle right here. Looks pretty great. Inside the hatch, still got lots of space to put all your stuff in. You got my camera equipment inside here. As you can see, got my bags there. Got my major huge camera bag, plus my Mugen shirt. I was gonna wear my Mugen shirt today, but I wasn't. We got a nice tonneau cover here as well inside. Just nice, fine and dandy. At least you can keep your things nice and secure. The Honda City Hatchback definitely continues on the tradition of classic Honda hatchbacks, such as the Honda Civic hatchback like this one. Inside though, you definitely won't be missing the Honda Jazz at all, because check this out, you've got this huge space inside. I mean, a lot of people have been commenting that the inside, the interior, seems to have a lot of space in it. So if you're thinking about skipping getting a crossover SUV for something lower like the Honda City Hatchback that has great handling, better handling than any crossover SUV, but don't want to sacrifice on space, this is your deal. Look at that interior, classic Honda. And it's classic Honda as well on the inside. You know, man maximum, machine minimum, and all that. Under the hood, let's open up the hood so I can show you guys what we're dealing with here. All right. So, under the hood, you've got your 1.5 liter naturally aspirated VTEC engine. It's now dual overhead cam. That's right. The previous Honda City Hatchback RS had a single overhead cam engine, which was great. Definitely was great for certain situations like fuel economy and all that. This time Honda was confident enough to give the Honda City Hatchback a DOHC engine. You still get great power, by the way. At 120 horsepower, 150 Newton meters of torque, which is good for the city. It is the Honda City after all. There you go. It's kind of dusty, but yes, this is it, guys. The Honda City Hatchback RS. It's pretty great, doesn't it? And definitely fits being here in this parking lot car meet and such. There's a Honda Jazz. There's a Honda Civic hatchback. And then right here, Honda City Hatchback RS. Let's head on out and take us out for a drive so that I can show you how it performs right in the snap. All right, guys, so finally we're out of traffic, and here we are behind the wheel of the Honda City Hatchback RS. Introduced last year, now a 2025 model. The Honda City Hatchback RS features a couple of, well, engine, we've got some mechanical changes, exterior changes as well, giving us just the right amount of updates to keep things fresh and up to date. So, there's another Honda City. So, the Honda City Hatchback RS. What does it have compared to other Hondas, or should I say, what compared to the rest of the competition that's going to make it stand out of the rest? I mean, sure, it's not a, it doesn't have forced induction. It's not the least bit electrified. It doesn't even have a mild hybrid system set up right here. You just got plain old natural aspirations. Natural aspirations under the hood. With a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated dual overhead cam engine that makes 120 horsepower, 145 Newton meters of torque. It does feature dual overhead cam system compared to SOHC or single overhead cam for the previous model, which gives it a little bit more power in the mid-range as compared to the previous model. You can hear that engine noise come there because of the CVT. And yeah, we got the CVT right here. The Honda City has always been a car that's not really about performance, but given the looks of this Honda City Hatchback RS, I'd say you can forgive Honda if they can at least add a little bit more of a sporty vibe to this. Because when it comes to even the suspension, nothing really has changed that much. As we're weaving through traffic, highway traffic right here, easily in the Honda City Hatchback RS. Got some great visibility all around. Very nice. Is it obvious that I'm enjoying myself a bit? Anyway, going back to that engine. Now, switching to DOHC from SOHC has its perks. First of all, you got a more robust engine to deal with. The single overhead cam simply had too much moving parts, too much activity for so little moving parts happening there. That some of the some of the parts start sharing some responsibilities there. But with the dual overhead cam, it frees up the car to frees up the engine to do even more work for such a small displacement. So it gives off a little bit more power in the mid-range. But the thing with that is that you'll have to ring the engine a little bit more to get that power, but that's fine. Because of Honda's continuously variable transmission, CVT, they're able to harness as much power as it can from that small engine as smoothly as it can to the front wheels. And that somehow is it's just an amazing feat of engineering, in my opinion. Honda's always been known to do that, wring as much power as they can out of a smaller engine, and this is no exception. It's nice. It's one of the smoother feeling hatchbacks out there in the market, despite the fact that it doesn't have any forced induction or electrified power to augment the engine augment the power from the engine. And so it's nice, simple and nice. Suspension wise, you've got McPherson struts up front and the torsion bar rear suspension right there in the back. It's a basic setup, sure, but the way the way Honda builds up their suspension, it actually feels like it has independent suspension all around. I've driven some cars that actually have independent suspension all around, but feels like a brick going around corners. Not this one. Not with the Honda City Hatchback RS. It actually feels quite agile. You can still feel a little bit of body roll going in and out, weaving through some corners and canyons right there, but that's mainly due to the rebound and the shock rate of those shock absorbers, because it's still a city car, for crying out loud. The name itself implies it, or it doesn't just imply. The name really adheres to the fact that it is made to be ridden in the city, and the fact that you can fill this car with 5 people without the suspension in the back bottoming out like that, that's a win for me. That's definitely a good win for me in this car. NVH levels are certainly kept at a minimum as much as possible, but you can still hear a lot of the outside world coming in, seeping in. You don't have active noise cancellation right here. What are you thinking of? You're definitely not going to get that in an entry-level hatchback such as the Honda City Hatchback RS, but it's still pretty nice inside. Yes, it's still pretty comfortable, and you're not going to complain a lot, especially at this price point, considering that, yeah, there you go. You can still hear a lot of that engine noise seeping through. I'm thinking that that's by design. You know, Honda knows its fans, Honda knows its customers. They want that extra oomph as proof with a lot of Honda owners heading out and modifying their exhaust ports, adding cold air or ram intakes. Which performance-wise might actually be quite dubious and such, but it just feels nice. It feels nice to know that you can actually hear the engine roar a bit. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. It gives you more confidence in driving, and this is something like that. The steering wheel is nicely weighted. I'm definitely telling you, it's nicely weighted. It's still electronically powered, you know, to save on fuel, but the setting is definitely set up for a more engaging drive. It's got to be with how the steering setup is set up as well. But it's something that it's very engaging to drive, I must say. So the turning radius is also very good. It is a hatchback after all. I balk at the fact that there are some cars smaller than this one that have worse turning radii. But this one here is very good. Now, let's talk about fuel economy. Fuel economy with the Honda City Hatchback RS is nothing short but adequate. I'm not going to say it's stellar. I'm not going to say it is amazing, because in a world where electric power, both hatchbacks, full electric, becoming a reality of sorts, this is definitely not going to be on par with those cars. But for the price, for the type of engine that you're getting, it's certainly not bad. In the city, I get around 10 kilometers per liter in the city. and out on the highway, it's one very fuel efficient car. I get around 18 to 19 kilometers per liter on the highway in this bad boy, which leads me to believe that, wow, you might not want, you might, if you're considering not getting or holding back from getting an electric car or a hybrid car, this might be a good option for you. I just really wish that Honda would start to introduce the Honda City Hatchback with a hybrid soon. This seems to be a perfect candidate for that, even with just a smaller engine. I mean, you've got the Honda Civic and the Honda CR-V with a 2-liter hybrid engine. You got the HR-V with a 1.5-liter hybrid engine. If they can find a way to put in the 1.5-liter hybrid engine into this bad boy, that would be quite a stir in the industry indeed. Or if Honda would follow my advice, try to delineate the hatchback from the sedan by giving the hatchback the 1-liter turbocharged VTEC engine, and then leaving the 1.5-liter naturally aspirated one with the sedan, and then call this the sport version, or maybe SI-like version. That would probably be awesome. I would probably forgive this for not having an electric motor if it had a turbocharger. Imagine a small hatchback with a turbocharger. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Let's talk about safety features. It's one of the biggest changes and additions that Honda Philippines was so proud to add here, the Honda City Hatchback RS, that we do have to, they're definitely very noteworthy and have to be said. Now you get Honda Sensing, just Honda's advanced driver assist system. You got lane keep assist, lane departure warning, forward collision mitigation systems, adaptive cruise control, that's very important, and unfortunately no 360-degree cameras. You only get a rear facing camera whenever you back up, and that is quite a bummer indeed. You don't even have front parking sensors in this thing. If they can add all the missing features right here, maybe the 360-degree camera, that would be adequate enough for me. I would probably be one happy camper, but fortunately for this one, it doesn't have it. But that's perfectly fine. If you do add those features, I'm afraid that they're going to hike up the price of the Honda City Hatchback, which might be totally the bane of this car, because it already is pretty well. It's not priced in the lower bracket of this budget segment. So pricing for the Honda City Hatchback RS starts at around 1,190,000 pesos. That's almost 1.2 million pesos for this car, and that, like I said, that is quite an ask for this segment, which is starting to grow, which is starting to have much more compelling competition. If you're in the market for a Honda City Hatchback, you're definitely also in the market for a small sedan, perhaps, and that might cause quite a stir in the same segment. For me, I think the biggest rival to the Honda City Hatchback right now has got to be the MG3. The MG3 is available in both naturally aspirated, which has pretty much the same features as this one, same size on the outside at least. It's got a more robust, a more comprehensive advanced driver assist systems. It has a 360-degree camera, and for the naturally aspirated variant, it's also much cheaper. And they also have the hybrid variant, which is blazingly fast, at the same price point as this one. So the only downside of the MG3 compared to Honda City Hatchback RS is interior space. Like I said, one of the reasons why I myself am gravitating towards the Honda City Hatchback RS instead of a crossover SUV is because of the available space that you get out of the Honda City Hatchback RS. I mean, it's a small car. Considering you've got a small car right here, tiny, supposedly, on the outside, but the space you get on the inside is just staggering. It's mind-blowing how Honda was able to fit this much volume inside such a small car. Or maybe it's not really a small car. Maybe the design was just there to fool us, thinking that it's small, but it's actually big inside. It's wide, man. I mean, it's definitely wide right here, even especially on the second row seats, which is crazy to believe, because if you're thinking, like I said, if you're thinking about getting a crossover SUV, this is a more valuable option if you're someone who's apprehensive of getting a crossover SUV because of its downsides, such as the size, the fact that it's not as maneuverable or as agile as bringing a sedan or a crossover around. Because believe it or not everyone wants to get a crossover SUV. Believe it. For that same fact, they still want to bring in a more, they want to drive in an everyday car, which is easy to maneuver, easy to bring around. Not exactly something that's a big behemoth, and kind of minimizes your urban footprint anyway. Yeah, believe it. I myself understand how that feels. I mean, I would definitely be more comfortable driving around town in a small hatchback instead of a larger SUV. Sure, I got a commanding view of the road, but knowing that I have a smaller, I can squeeze through traffic in the City Hatchback RS is a comforting thought for me. Also, another option that you might want to consider against the Honda City Hatchback RS, well, we're moving away from the sedan body type here, and then we're going to talk about, well, the BYD Seal 5 DMI. I've driven the Seal 5 DMI. I've driven it long and hard. That's what she said. But no matter how hard I try to bring the range down to finish off all the gas inside the charge, it just won't die. Even if I turn it on for hours and hours and end, use it as a mobile office, it's not dying on me. And it's still pretty big. But again, not everyone is hot on the fact that they're going to get an electric vehicle. And yes, a plug-in hybrid is still an electric vehicle. People still have a certain outlook against these types of cars. So if you're thinking about, trying to move away from getting electric vehicles, yeah, that might be a good option, a first car for electric cars. But if you're still apprehensive, there you go. You got the City Hatchback. So at the end of the day, what does the City Hatchback have against the rest of the competition? Here's what. As a Honda fan, I might sound biased because I've been driving Hondas. I've been riding in Hondas for a good chunk of my life. It's the engineering, it's the craftsmanship, it's the design, it's the simple things on the inside, the ergonomics. Forget about it. I mean, some cars would put all the buttons that they want, all the automatic buttons that they feel that the driver would supposedly need and use, but at the end of the day, if it's not ergonomic, if it's not comfortable to use, they won't be using it. But with Honda's man maximum and machine minimum design and engineering philosophy, everything is easy within reach, such as this. The steering wheel is nicely weighted. The seats are nicely padded, albeit a bit on the small side because it's a smaller car, but still fairly comfortable on the inside. It's the intangibles. It's like the Josh Hart. If you're familiar with Josh Hart of the New York Knicks, he's a guy who's not really a superstar. He's not really an all-star, but he gives you the intangibles. He makes sure that the ball gets into the hoop for your team, even if he doesn't get any credit. That's the Honda City Hatchback RS. It gets the job done efficiently and in a nice package. But on paper, it might not sound like the right fit for you. But trust me, if you're going to start driving, if you're going to get the first car for yourself, for your family, if you just want to get a personal drive, something that's not going to break the bank as much with the type of performance and engineering this car has over the rest. And if you want to have that peace of mind knowing that you're driving a car that was well thought of, that was built with thoughtfulness in mind, yes, the Honda City Hatchback is definitely a win for me. Would I buy it? Would I get the Honda City Hatchback over its competitors? Yes. Yes, I would definitely would. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and hit that notification icon so you wouldn't miss any of our videos. Again, these POV type drive reviews, I really do enjoy doing these types of reviews, guys. But if you do have some comments, suggestions, reactions, or some things that you want to change in it, just leave me a comment and I'll make sure that we address them within reason, of course. Thanks so much for watching. This is Roy Robles from ZigWheels.Ph. I will see you guys next time.